A Stoic man described friendship as being like a diamond when asked about his lack of friends. He described friendships as elusive and priceless, valuable, and frequently surrounded by imitations. After making a few poor decisions, you start to think that friendships are all just fakes and illusions. Adding to this, someone other said that genuine friends are priceless assets that should be cherished. But how often do we really come across a friend that we can hold in such high respect in life? However, what does it mean to be frequently alone yourself while navigating a world that appears to be brimming with connections? Does the absence of friends point to a deeper, innate quality in you? We'll delve into this sensitive subject today and examine the complex realm of friendships, or the absence of them. We'll examine the intricacies of contemporary social dynamics and how our relationships are affected by them. Recall that your lack of many friends does not define who you are. Sometimes the goal is to locate that one genuine jewel. Join us as we explore the reasons behind some people's difficulties making these connections. Examine the underlying reasons and, most crucially, provide clear, doable strategies for creating true, enduring connections. You can design your social environments and create enduring relationships, just like a sculptor carves away at stone to unveil a masterpiece. So maintain your focus as we go out on this adventure together, viewing it through the prism of Stoicism, eager to develop, interact, and learn with hearts and brains wide open. 1. Shyness or introversion. Although humans are sociable beings by nature, many people find the complex web of social relationships to be like a jigsaw puzzle lacking some pieces. It's common to view shyness or introversion as a roadblock on this path, so let's change the perspective. Consider these characteristics as distinct perspectives on the world, rather than as obstacles. The technique of transforming perceived shortcomings into strengths is at the core of Stoic wisdom. The first step is to accept who you are. Recall the words of Marcus Aurelius, who said, "Accept the things to which fate binds you." Your introversion is a strength, not a weakness. It's about acknowledging that your journey is unique, not diminished. You may release yourself from the shackles of what-ifs and should-bes when you accept who you are. This peaceful confidence that comes from accepting who you are will keep you steadfast in the busy realm of social interaction. Let's now discuss the here and now. You're experiencing the well-known pull of timidity at a party. Stoicism excels here since it advises you to concentrate on the things within your power. You are in charge of your behavior, your words, deeds, and kindness, not the opinions of others or the result. Speaking should be done to express ideas rather than to impress. By shifting your attention from your fear of being judged to the sincerity of your words, you may ease the load during conversations and turn them from battlefields to playgrounds for real connections. Furthermore, realize that friendship is a plant that needs care rather than a trophy. When pursuing relationships, disengage from the demand for quick fixes. Consider every encounter as a step on your route rather than a measure of your value, just as Seneca did, who believed that life is a journey. You create room for relationships that align with your actual self by focusing on being your authentic self. Note that the Stoic perspective views every individual you encounter as an opportunity to develop, learn, and contemplate, rather than merely another person to add to your list of friends. Shyness and introversion become sources of strength when viewed through the prism of Stoicism. Understanding and utilizing these qualities to successfully negotiate the challenging terrain of interpersonal interactions is more important than trying to overcome them. 2. Trust concerns. Trust concerns are a major concern when negotiating the complicated web of connections. It's similar to trying to balance your own morals with other people's unpredictable behavior while walking a tightrope. Trust must be acquired piece by piece. It cannot be handed away like free samples at a store. Begin by getting to know yourself. What drives you? What frightens you? It's similar to having a compass in the relationship desert to be clear about who you are. It's about knowing when to let someone in and when to keep your door closed. Recall how a tree recognizes its roots and stands steadfast. Recognize your ideals and your roots, just like that tree did. This self-awareness serves as your mooring in the constantly shifting waves of human relationships. Understand that individuals change, just like the seasons. Someone may appear reliable one day and not the next. This is a plea to accept that change is the only constant, rather than to fortify your heart. Retain your emotional equilibrium. When trust is betrayed, it presents a chance for growth and learning, rather than the end of the world. This does not imply that you become aloof and impersonal. Rather, it's about being grounded and realizing that perfection is unattainable, particularly when it comes to human nature. Be fluid and adaptive like water, yet never lose sight of your actual self. Your greatest weapon is honest, open communication. If you start to have doubts, discuss them. It's like putting on a light in a pitch-black room. All of a sudden, things make sense. These are the bridges that can lead to deeper, more meaningful friendships. So don't be afraid to engage in them. A discussion can transform a moment of confusion into comprehension. Recall that it is a two-way street. Talk as much as you listen. The harmony between talking and listening forges a dance of understanding and rhythm that fortifies friendships. In the end, it's about creating a friendship circle where trust is the cornerstone and not an afterthought. 3. Absence of social opportunities. Amidst the chaos of contemporary life, one may discover a subtle reality. A lack of friends is frequently the result of not interacting with the outside world, rather than a failure to make new friends. Our hearts ache for genuine connections, but our phones ping with notifications. Imagine this: serving others through volunteer work in your neighborhood opens doors to connect with like-minded others. Every shared work, like arranging books at a neighborhood library or planting trees, weaves you into the social fabric. These deeds exemplify a stoic virtue. You meet others who share your path by serving the greater good. But let's not undervalue the influence of common interests and knowledge. Picture walking into a room full of people who all speak the same language about your pastime or line of work. Attending workshops and seminars that align with your interests is not only a great way to expand your resume, but also a great way to make new acquaintances. Talks flow easily in these settings because everyone around you is knowledgeable about the subtleties of your line of work or passion. It's similar to discovering your tribe, where establishing personal and professional relationships go hand in hand. Don't forget to use the vast outdoors as your social media platform. Engaging in physical activities such as hiking, riding, or group yoga is beneficial for mental and physical well-being. Speaking in the embrace of the natural world blooms like wildflowers. By removing the formality from everyday social situations, these activities foster the development of sincere relationships. While you're out and about, remember to be grateful for the people and things in your life that bring you joy and support. It's important to treasure the relationships that give your life character, rather than worrying about having a large number of pals. This method, which is based on honesty and simplicity, makes making friends a rewarding experience. 4. Lack of social skills. In our hectic lives, we frequently forget that friendships take work and the correct approach to flourish. Making deep friendships can be severely hampered by a lack of social skills. Recall how Marcus Aurelius gently exhorted us to accept the people that fate places in our life. It's a prod to seize social opportunities, no matter how tiny. Start small. Introduce yourself in a coffee shop, sign up for a neighborhood group, or participate in online forums where people with similar interests congregate. The foundation of social confidence is made up of these little exchanges. Social skills require patience and care to grow, much like a plant needs water and sunlight. A crucial component in enhancing one's social skills is actively and sympathetically listening. Being the one who pays attention makes you stand out in a world when everyone wants to be heard. Ask questions in order to comprehend as well as to react. Embrace other people's stories with sincere curiosity. By putting less emphasis on how you're seen and more on how well you understand other people, you can create stronger bonds. It's more important to create an environment where people feel acknowledged and respected than it is to dazzle them with your cleverness or anecdotes. Furthermore, maintain a stoic composure while accepting the highs and lows of social relations. It's acceptable that not every attempt at conversation will result in a friendship that lasts a lifetime. Every encounter you have, regardless of whether it develops into a friendship or not, is a positive step in your social journey. Rejection is a normal aspect of human contact, not a reflection of your value. You're developing your social abilities and learning how to gracefully and resiliently weave together the intricate web of human relationships with every experience. Recall that the quality of the relationships you foster, not the quantity of friends you have, determines your value. 5. Changing circumstances. The story of the child and the apple tree can sometimes be paralleled by the absence of companions in our lives. The narrative illustrates how, as we get older, our priorities change and we frequently stray from the people who used to mean the world to us. Our early friendships are pure and unadulterated, much like our carefree moments spent playing with the tree. However, as we mature, just like the boy, our priorities change to include things we consider necessities, like a job, a house, and money. Like the apple tree offering shade, we could unwittingly overlook the friendships that formerly provided us with protection in our pursuit of our goal. This change in priorities is normal. It's a natural aspect of maturing, but we frequently lose sight of what we already have in the pursuit of what we believe we need. The boy didn't realize the tree gave continual, undemanding friendship until he needed something, so he only went back when he needed it. In a similar vein, we could ignore our friends who serve as our unspoken allies in our rush for stability and success. What was the outcome? Maybe a vacuum full of achievements, but devoid of genuine, meaningful relationships. Like taking care of a garden, friendships need to be actively rebuilt or nurtured. It's about sharing and being helpful to others on a regular basis rather than about large gestures. Begin by making an effort to connect, striking up discussions, and being there for people not only during good times, but also during difficult ones. Recall that friendships take time and effort to establish strong roots, just like trees do. The tale of the kid and the tree reminds us that friendship requires care and consideration on both ends. Be not the youngster who only thought of the tree when he was in dire straits. Be the one who consistently values and cultivates these connections. 6. Shifting priorities or growth. As we balance our ever-evolving occupations, education, and personal development, the shifting of priorities frequently plays the role of a silent architect in the development or breakdown of friendships. Stoicism is a philosophy that is still relevant today, since it encourages us to accept the dynamic character of life. Think of your life like a river that is always moving, always changing. Your time for social connections naturally ebbs and flows, whether you negotiate the calm waters of family life or the rapids of career progress. This is only the fact of a life well lived. It is not a reflection on you. Stoicism provides useful advice during these transitional periods. Maintaining a large social network can be appealing when your days are filled with appointments, deadlines, and family obligations. But Stoicism suggests that quality come before quantity. Few meaningful, deep connections are preferable to many shallow ones. This strategy is about concentrating your energy where it counts most, not about shutting people out. By doing this, you respect other people's time as well as your own, building sincere and satisfying connections. Stoicism does not imply accepting a life without friends in order to adjust to life's shifting priorities. Rather, it's about realizing and embracing the way relationships naturally unfold. Because of your new priorities, some friends might fade away from your life, while others might even enter it. Remember that every individual you meet, whether they remain for a season or a lifetime, adds a special richness to the fabric of your life. So embrace this trip with knowledge and courage. Stay mindful of your relationships and allow Stoicism to help you form friendships that not only suit the person you are becoming, but also have deep meaning. 7. Mental health. Often overlooked in the rush of daily life, mental health is a crucial component of the structure of friendships. This is clarified by the idea of Stoicism, which is relevant to both ancient marble and contemporary resilience. It's about knowing our mental terrain, not about maintaining a stiff upper lip. Anxiety and depression cast a shadow over our inner lives, making it difficult to negotiate social mazes in the dark. The Stoics instruct us to shine a torch in order to see a way through the darkness, rather than to totally eliminate it. As George Carlin once said, there's always a disillusioned idealist hiding behind the surface of cynicism. This isn't about putting on a rose-colored spectacles. Rather, it's about realizing that our internal conflicts can unintentionally cause us to isolate ourselves from possible allies. Let's get down to business now. Actionable steps are what define Stoicism. It's not about sipping a coffee and paraphrasing Marcus Aurelius. Let's start with mindfulness, which isn't just a fancy term for daydreaming. In a world when our attention is the most valuable resource, it's about being present. Giving a rare gift of complete presence during a conversation is similar to that. It conveys your concern, which is valuable in a friendship. Furthermore, anyone balancing the demands of life can benefit from meditation. It's not just for monks. 10 minutes a day have advantages that go beyond mental health. It conveys to others your appreciation of composure and clarity. As a result, while pursuing calm may seem like a luxury in our round-the-clock society, it is the cornerstone of enduring connections. Finding serenity amidst upheaval is typically what brings about tranquility, not running away to a beach. It's about being able to cling on something when life's storms hit, which they inevitably will. Friends are more than simply sunshine. They are a haven during bad weather. You become someone that people want to come to when you strive for inner serenity. Stoicism tells us that self-reflection and constancy are the keys to achieving this inner peace. It's about identifying and comprehending our feelings and not allowing them to control how we behave. Being in control of our responses to our emotions is what this means, not being emotionless. Once you get this down pat, you'll be able to provide stability in a world that is full of unpredictability. People are drawn to people who radiate understanding and tranquility by nature. When you work on your inner calm, you unintentionally make the environment friendly for friendships to grow. Keep in mind that as you work toward mental health, you're planting the seeds for relationships that will become stronger and more meaningful, in addition to taking care of your mind. Eat. Lifestyle decisions. The fast-paced nature of life frequently results in a lonely road where friendships are neglected. Imagine yourself chasing deadlines and finishing tasks on your to-do list, but at the end of the day, the chair across from you at the dinner table is still empty. It matters what you prioritize more than merely being busy. Stoicism pushes us to consider our decisions carefully. Are you spending your time doing the things that really count? Thinking about this can alter the course of events. It's about having the guts to refuse time wasters who don't fulfill your underlying need for connection. Now think about this strategy. Mold your day as a sculptor molds a masterpiece. Every decision is a strategic move that balances obligations and relationships. It's about arranging your day carefully, not about extending it to accommodate more in. Even though you may have less time for socializing, the quality of these interactions can increase greatly. Choosing the proper people, those who share your values, makes every interaction more significant. It concerns depth in your social network rather than merely breadth. Recall the Stoic art of balance. It involves allocating your time according to what truly brings true fulfillment rather than just splitting it equally. Imagine your life as a mosaic, where each piece symbolizes a different facet of your life, such as friendships, job, interests, and relaxation. Every tile has a certain location. Your job is to arrange them in a way that makes sense as a pattern. It's a balancing act that calls for ongoing consideration and change. However, when you get it right, your life story becomes profoundly fulfilling in addition to being beautifully rendered. 9. Disparities in interests. A variety of interests can be compared to several musical notes, each distinct yet a part of a broader tune. Conflicting interests can be more than just a missing note. They might be an unexplored potential symphony of connections. Let's say your coworker enjoys classical music while you enjoy rock music. Sure, there is a gap, but there's also a bridge that needs to be crossed. Stoicism encourages us to accept these distinctions as stepping stones toward new experiences rather than as obstacles. Discover the harmony in discord, it murmurs. We run the risk of creating a bubble that restricts our friends and our viewpoint when we only think about our hobbies. We're not just picking up new interests when we welcome the variety of passions that surround us. We're also opening doors to fresh connections and viewpoints. As they say, variety is the spice of life. Stoicism feeds this interest by serving as a constant reminder that each and every individual we encounter possesses an infinite array of experiences, viewpoints, and passions. Let's say your neighbor enjoys gardening and you are an avid gamer. Find out what their favorite plant is rather than just nodding and leaving. Be curious about their world. It's important to recognize their passion rather than trying to seem like you love gardening. Likewise, letting them recognize and value yours in return. Interpersonal curiosity acts as a strong glue, uniting individuals with disparate interests. It's about seeing that behind all of these interests and passions, we have enthusiasm, commitment, and joy in common. As a compass, Stoicism directs us to look for common ground in human emotions and shared values rather than just shared hobbies. Envision a society in which friendships are founded on appreciating and respecting one another's differences rather than only sharing interests. It's a world where a bookworm and a sports fan may bond via their love of learning and tenacity. Stoicism helps us to lead with an open mind and heart in this friendship dance, forging bonds based not just on our actions, but also on our shared identity and future potential. Recall that the depth of our friendships is determined by how well we accept and learn from our differences rather than by how similar we are. Stoicism focuses on recognizing and managing emotions rather than suppressing them. Stay receptive to discovering the friendships that truly speak to you. Please give us a thumbs up if our conversation was helpful to you and other people looking for old knowledge. If you're new, click the notification bell and subscribe to receive future courses on proverbial wisdom. We look forward to hearing from you. Please let us know in the comments how you handle friendships. Your experiences are an important part of this community. Regardless matter whether you're an extrovert who loves the energy of diverse company or an introvert who finds solace in quiet interactions. Uncertain about what to say? You can easily let us know if you consider yourself to be an ambivert, introvert, or extrovert. We truly appreciate your time and hope to see you in our upcoming video. In the interim, pick a video from the list to keep learning Stoic wisdom. Continue to be stoic and cultivate those important relationships.